Hi, welcome back to Pam's Artsy Corner. I'm Pam. Hi. So, last week I posted a video. I was out at an art event as a vendor, and I posted a video with some tips and tricks and reminders of things you might need if you were just starting out as an art vendor. And after I created that video, I sat there and I remembered, there's some other things that I wanted to share with you. There's some tips and tricks and try and just get my experience on a video because I know I was looking for this sort of stuff when I was starting out. But for tip number one, it's just really basic, but check out your place before. I've signed up for some events at places that I have never been to before. Of course, you're going to start somewhere new at one point, but I had never ventured there even as a customer. So usually I feel safer when I've been a customer at those locations and I've had a chance to look around. But there have been some times where I was really glad that I went ahead and checked it out before. Sometimes our organizers, the event organizers will send a map of things like your setup will be here, this is the parking, these are the restrooms, but not everybody does that. Okay, so do yourself a favor, go check out the place, look at the terrain, where are you going to be set up, or would you like to be set up, because sometimes they let you choose. If you want to be in the shade of a tree, I have found that, hey, that was nice in the South Texas sun, and yet in the autumn or in the winter when there's leaves falling, that could be annoying too. So I had to do extra cleanup on those days where I had leaves falling all over the place. Is the ground going to be flat? Is it going to be paved? Is it going to be asphalt, which could be like sticky tar in the summer? Is it going to be tree roots? You got to look for these things. Is it going to allow your tables to be flat on the ground? Maybe. If it's not, you can adapt to that kind of situation by taking some risers or something, bricks, things to help you level out your tables. This is the sort of thing that you look for when you are scouting out the place ahead of time. Where are you going to park? Where are the restrooms at? You got to know this stuff. Okay? What's the traffic flow like? Ooh, that's a big one. Where is the traffic flow going to be? Are you going to be set up next to a busy street? Is it going to be too noisy for you to talk to anybody? Are you going to be next to a dirt road like it was last December? And I thought oh, it's so peaceful here, it's so quiet. No. Everybody, because they were racing to get in, dust went flying. I had to dust off all my stuff. Not as great as it sounds. So these are the things to look for ahead of time. Okay. Tip number 2, setting up a canopy. If you can, and if it's required, get yourself a nice generic one. Something in white would be great. Some places do request a certain color of, they just want something to look consistent in their event. So I found mine at Walmart. It was on sale. If you get it at a certain time of year, you might find those things on sale. And it had a nice little flow thingy at the top so that if there was a wind gust, it wouldn't lift the whole tarp. So if you're gonna do that, you're gonna need some weights. Anytime the winds start picking up over 10 miles per hour, you might get a little shift in your canopy. Okay. It was tough for me to find my canopy weights when I was starting out. I was only able to find them at a camping store, and they were kind of pricey. Well, after going to my first couple events, I noticed that some people were taking things like cinder blocks. They were taking their own creation, they would put cement into these pillars and tie down with pillars. They would take their weights from their exercise equipment. My thought came to me while taking groceries out of my car. water gallons. You know, a gallon of water weighs about a little over 8 pounds. So what I did was I got some of those bags for the green bags, the grocery store bags, the reusable bags. They're $1 or $2 at the store, and I use the normal size one. I put 2 gallons of water in the bag, and so I have 4 of those bags, one for each corner of my canopy. I tie it down. Okay, my husband ties it down to the roof of the canopy with some rope, and there you go. I got 16 pounds holding down my canopy at every corner, and it cost me what, $8? You can use this like old milk gallons for this, you know. You can collect them from a recycling center. It's very inexpensive, and if you don't want to have to haul that water around later, it will go water a plant or something, you know. If it leaks somewhere, at least it has the bag. So super handy to have something like that, and very inexpensive, and it works. Protect your work though. If you are going to invest in a canopy, then make sure you invest in the canopy walls, at least 2. Okay, you want to protect from the elements, heat, rain, wind. Those things can destroy your work, whether it was from a hobby. You want to make sure that you protect your items. You invested money, you invested time, and you made the big effort of taking your things to this event. So you want to protect it, okay? Invest in some canopy walls. You will thank me later, or you can thank me now. I'll take now and later. I did mention know the restroom location. So tip number 3, know the restroom location. That's all I gotta say. Tip number 4, Germ-X. Pandemic changed everything for me. I know it changed for a lot of people. In addition to flu season, things like this, I also don't like the feel of cash on my hands. Now, I'm not saying don't pay me money. I do have fewer people using cash, but on the occasion that they do use cash, I just don't like cash. It's so dirty. So I have the Germ-X. I have had people come up to my booth, look around, and ask if they can have some sanitizer, and I'm totally fine with it. I mean, they're grateful to have it there. So it came in handy. Handy. Yes, I'm punny. Okay. Tip number 5. This is going to be like, you know, like in the kitchen at your house or out in the garage, you have like a little junk drawer. Well, you want to have a junk drawer of items to take with you when you go to vendor events. Things like scissors, a couple of types of tape. Now, I personally have double-sided and packing tape. I have rope. I have Sharpies. I have price tags, a couple of different types of price tags. I have, since I have some of the display signs have liquid chalk, I have some extra liquid chalk with me. I have tissues because I have allergies. I keep extra water bottles, and all of these sorts of things just really come in handy. Ooh, clamps. That was what I was talking about in my other video. Clamps, I found some at the Dollar Tree, and they helped me secure a couple of tablecloths at one point. They have helped me to repair an easel in a pinch. They've helped me keep down, like hold down rope around my canopy. They're really good for all sorts of things. So things like this will really come in handy. Just keep that junk drawer with you. I also have, and I know I live in Texas, so it gets really hot. I found online, I have found these USB charged fans, and they are a lifesaver when it's warm out. And if that is not going to suit you, maybe you don't have your portable phone charger there with you, get yourself a hand fan, you know, for those moments where it's too hot. It really comes in handy. Okay. Tip number 6. You might not be busy the entire length of your event. Once you have unpacked and you have set up your tables, you have set up your booth to look as nice as possible, things are going to settle down. Maybe you might not see customers for a bit. Maybe you got there a little too early. But for those moments where you are having some downtime and you've already done everything you can possibly think of on your phone and you don't want your phone battery to die, you can take along your sketch pad, you could take along your sketchbook, your watercolors, your sketch pens. This last event I was at, I'm so grateful I took my iPad with me. I was on Procreate making working on some new ideas for some art. I was also playing games. Thank you for the word search save. And things like this, you know, you never know when you're going to have some downtime. So it came in handy. And it could help you to come up with other things. Now, I've also seen art vendors have their art easels out and using that to gain customer attention to their booth by having a live art display. So that's a really cool idea. I don't know if I would have the courage to do something like that. I feel like everybody would be critiquing me as I was going. Better to do that on a video. Tip number 8. For tip number 8, I would like to suggest that if possible, you have quite a few items at your booth that could gain interest for a variety of price levels. I don't think I'm stating that right. You want to have a variety of price points for customers. If possible, if that is, you know, what you're trying to attract. I've had people who were not interested or could not afford perhaps to purchase a larger canvas for $100 or so, and yet they were able to pick up a magnet or pick up a little pin for $1. I also happen to use those for like little giveaways and things. Yes, I understand how much time I spent and how much money is spent to create those items, and for myself that's fine. If anything, I don't know, I feel like I develop more of a connection with my customers because of it. I feel happier because of it. So that is my little giveaway. But I also have other items on sale for $10. I have items, I have a couple of different sizes, I don't know, like 3 different sizes of art prints. I have different priced items for, and different materials. So you want to have a variety for customers, because if everything is just about the same price and they like but they can't afford, things like art prints can really come in handy. I've seen other videos where artists will say like the art prints are what sell the most, because the customer wants the art, would like to see the art, would like to have that in their home, but perhaps they don't have the space for it, or they can't afford to make the purchase of a big piece of art. So a variety of prices would be great. For your booth, for tip number 9, and I'm sure this is obvious if you've been to other art events, but try to display your work at a variety of heights. By doing so, you can gain attention from customers from across events, from across rooms, from far distant locations, far away, and they'll come to your place. Now, I mean, I've stood at my booth and I was able to see people who had posted up items close to the tops of their canopy, or perhaps have set up like columns at their vendor booth, inside displays. And it was nice to be able to see those things, especially if I wasn't able to approach at that time. And it gives me something to look forward to if I have an opportunity to wander around. So it builds curiosity. It builds curiosity. You want to give customers a chance to see from a distance. So, and in line with that, once you get the people to your booth, there's tip number 10. Tip number 10 is to appeal to your customers as much as possible. Have some decor out. Put some lights, put some flowers. I had some autumn leaves set up for my autumn display since September. I had some pumpkins out, you know. I had a couple little jack-o'-lanterns, you know, things like this. For Christmas, I'm sure I'll put out some garland. I'll set up some poinsettias or something like that. You also want to, well, I also have like candy dishes, or I might offer a booklet for to show my work in a portfolio. I was planning to do this digitally as well, like set up my iPad and let a movie run in loop, so that people have a chance to view my portfolio, maybe gain some commissions like that. You could also, of course, have your business cards available, have a place to collect email addresses. This is, once again, could come in handy for commissions. If you want to be able to contact your potential customers, or if they need to get in touch with you, of course, the business card and the email would really be a big help. And keep a pen on hand if you want to get some phone numbers down as well. Lights are a really big deal. This came in handy the last event I was at. They had huge outdoor lights available, so that I was grateful I didn't have to break out my own. But of course, if you're going to sell art, you want people to be able to see your art. So if it's a nighttime event, make sure that you have something available so that people can see your work. And for my bonus tips, well, you got a bonus. So in this bonus tip, it's kind of obvious, but advertise so that people can make it out to your event. You want customers to go your way. So something I've done is I've made handouts, I've made flyers. If the work is advertised, like of course on social media, but you could put something together really quick on Canva, or just put up a sign with an art poster or something, and put those up. Get permission from store managers, grocery store doors, arts and crafts stores, at places in the library, any place you can get public attention, schools, art schools, colleges. Where can you get the public's attention to attend your event? So maybe call in and advertise if you have a free radio station locally. Things like this would really, really help get more attention to the event. And of course, those are potential customers that you're calling out to. So that's my final tip for this video. And I hope that there is some information on here that you can use. And I hope that it brings you some success and some enjoyment, and that you are inspired to keep creating and to keep pursuing this passion that brings us together, making art. Okay? So y'all have a good night. Have a good day. Have a good experience. Oh, fancy.
Oh my gosh, that was so much fun!